All right, it is Sunday, January 8th, and we're going to do a little bit more of the North Country Trail. I'm on Klein Road in Clarion County, not too far from the Venango-Clarion County line. And today we're going to go, let's see, I'll be heading southwest. I'll be going northeast to southwest, and I think I have it figured at a distance of about 4 miles. And this part of the NCT follows an abandoned railroad grade that connects with the part I did last week. It also goes through State Game Lands 45, and well, they got a gate on it now. If you look on some maps, they call this Disabled Hunters Road, and in hunting season it is open for vehicular traffic heading the opposite direction of what we're going to go, as evidenced by the do not enter sign. And if you travel it by vehicle, you had better have a valid hunting license and a disabled plate on your vehicle. But it is open for bicycle and horse traffic, you'll see. And right there is the telltale North Country Trail blaze. So let's get this thing going. It's about 27 degrees out, and my hands are getting cold. So I'm gonna start walking and quit talking. I'm just a little over a mile in, and if I read my GPS right, I just crossed from Clarion to Venango County. Now, this railroad bed, of course, is the same railroad bed that carries the Sandy Creek Trail, the bike trail as we call it. And according to my research, this is part of what was called the Jamestown to Franklin Railroad, which was a subsidiary of the Lakeshore and Michigan Southern Railroad. Now, one time, quite a few years back, when I was biking on the Sandy Creek Trail, I found a concrete marker that had LS and MS on it, Lakeshore and Michigan Southern, and I took a picture of it, but that was back before GPS, and I cannot for the life of me find where that thing is now. Maybe it's not even there anymore, I don't know. But I am following here. Right down over that bank is East Sandy Creek. So I'm essentially following that creek again. And I've tried numerous times to follow this railroad bed in both directions. Now, I'm pretty sure it goes from Clearfield, Pennsylvania to Ashtabula, Ohio, but I'm not really positive of that. But I know it does. If you've ever seen pictures of the infamous Clarion Trestle and the Clarion Railroad Tunnel, this is the same rail bed. All right, I figure I got maybe 3 to go, 3.5. So I'm gonna keep on keeping on. I'm a mile and a half in, and I'm approaching a formation here that I believe they call Umbrella Rock, and I'll show you why. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? How did that do that? And of course, we're getting into the telltale Rocksylvania, where we have all these rocks. Now, to the north, they say those were strewn by glaciers, but some people say the glaciers didn't come this far south. Is that true? I don't know. It's like how many licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop. We'll probably never know. I'll say one thing though. I'm not seeing too many blue North Country Trail blazes. And I'm guessing it's just because this is so obvious that you really can't get lost. It's pretty neat. That moss and ferns look so pretty in the wintertime. All right, I better get moving. Got a ways to go. I don't think darkness is a factor. You can't get much easier walking than this, but just the same. Okay, check back with you later. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? That thing's been sitting here for as long as I can remember. All I can figure is they must have blew it up and just let it sit. Why it's here, I don't know. Maybe from when they took the tracks out is all I can figure. Obviously, it's been here for a long time. .6 miles in, and I've been walking for about an hour, and I'm not sure if I'm still on game lands or not. I just saw one of those yellow or green and white triangles back there with the bike and the hiker on it, but we're getting into oil country. Several pump jacks here. One thing about state-owned land, and federal-owned land for that matter, is most of the time the feds and the state don't own the mineral rights, so sometimes even the timber rights, so that gives somebody else the right to take the oil or the timber off of it. And I'm pretty sure what I'm walking right now, that is the case. Well, I think I got maybe 2.5 miles to go. Nice day. I could have dressed a little warmer, but I'm all right. Okay, if anything exciting happens, I shall be back. I just passed 3 miles in my hike, and I am on the North Country Trail, 134 miles from the Pennsylvania-Ohio line. And I think I have about 1.5 miles to go. And I'm just a little over an hour in, so can't make much better time than that. At first I thought I was dressed a little too cold, but I think I'm just right. Either that or it's warming up. Am I the only one who wonders where these right-of-ways start and where they stop? Do you ever wonder that? Every time I cross like an electric line or a gas line right away, it just makes me wonder where it goes, and is it the same one that you see somewhere else? There have been a few that I've followed on like Google Earth, but they're really hard to follow on there because they get lost in the trees and stuff. But I just wondered if any of you are fascinated by that type of stuff like I am. I'm looking back from the way I came right now, and I'm pretty much in the home stretch now. Here, I'll show you. Try not to spin you around too fast. There was a thing on that sign that used to explain the disabled hunters thing, but I don't see it there now. All right, right up there is Route 322. I got maybe a quarter mile to the road, and I'm going to continue on over to connect the dots from where I started last week at the van trail head of the Sandy Creek Trail. Once I get up here, I'll explain a few things to you. I'll be back in a minute. One thing I do want to tell you before I get up there, you saw the green placards that, you know, tell you that you can hike and bike this. If you got a fat tired bike, want to kick up a little gravel, this is a perfect balance between rail trail and mud biking. Bring your bike down here. You can park. There's a flat spot down there where you can park, or looky here, you can see all the tire marks. I park in there different times. It's pretty solid. It's probably not too solid right now, but in the summertime it's usually good. All you gotta do is come down there from 322. It's a real nice area, state game lands. Yeah, bring your bike down. Kick up a little gravel. All right, I'm after Route 322. I'm 3.9 miles from where I began, and back in the olden days, the railroad bed was over there where you see those cars and trucks, and this was the site of the infamous Van Underpass. The Van Underpass was a pretty dangerous deal. The road wasn't as straight as it is now, and there was a lot of wrecks. I remember one time my mother was coming over here to bring some stuff to a lady for the high school music boosters, and there was a guy in there who laid a motorcycle down, screwed up his foot bad. She attended to his needs, went back to the lady's house and called for help. She wouldn't let me get out of the car, so I'm assuming it was pretty ugly. Okay, well, the way it is now, you got to do some road walking to get down to the Sandy Creek Trail, and I should be facing traffic. I'll show you a little bit when I get down here. All right, I'm down a bit from where I came out on the road, but yeah, the road's loud. There's a blue blaze on that pole. Just follow the blue blazes down the road. I don't know, that guy back there saw me video and he probably thinks I'm from the FBI or something, but so you got to walk down here about a little over a half mile. Road walking ain't what it's about, but it's what you got to do. All right, the dangerous road walking's over. Now we're going up there. This road is what they call Tar Kiln or Tarkland Hill Road. So if you look that up on MapQuest or Google Maps or something like that, don't be confused with Tarkland Hill Road with Tarkland Road, because Tarkland Road is over in Ferdix. Completely different than this. So don't get the two mixed up if you're, you know, looking for directions to the Sandy Creek Trail trailhead. All right, we got to go up there. Up here, just a little ways to connect the dots from where I started last week. I'm in the home stretch. All right, here we are. 4.55 miles and just about an hour and 40 minutes later, we're at the van trailhead of the Sandy Creek Trail. Nice hike. The people in this car passed me on the way up the road there, and they're just barely out of sight down the trail there. Okay, one thing I will say about this trail is, even though it you can hear Sandy Creek, and right now you can see Sandy Creek from the trail, if you're somebody who's looking to filter water or whatever, it's going to require either a rock scramble or going down some pretty steep hills to get to the creek. There are some tributaries about every 200 yards going to Sandy Creek. Right now they're flowing good because we've got a lot of heavy rain and snow melt, but in the summertime they're not a reliable water source. Okay, in fact, bringing up the point of water, there's a spot right down the road here where you can get down through a gas line right away to get to East Sandy if you need to filter water. But other than that, you got to go down that rail trail. Oh, probably 4 miles before you get to another spot to get to the creek without doing a rock scramble. Okay, well, that concludes that. Now I got to get down and text my wife to come and get me. So until next time, I don't know where I'm going to do the next one. I suppose probably over toward Clarion somewhere. But until then, we'll see you later.